Hello and welcome to the Without Wire podcast. As always, I'm your host, Travis Smith, and this week we're going to take a look at millennials and Gen Z in the workforce. We're going to talk tech and how to combine the two to build a stronger team that's more efficient. But first, we're going to start with something a little different. Our marketing new hire, Matt, got some images and memes. I think you pronounce it memes, I'm not sure, but memes, and then I haven't seen these before, so he wants me to look at these because I think they're pretty funny, what he's given me in the past, and I think I'm going to take a look at them, and he wants to get my reactions and show off his ideas. So here we go. The first one, you can't drown in paperwork if you don't use paper. That is probably not true, but nice try, Matt. It is funny. Next one. I don't always lose track of whole shipments, but when I do, I blame it on our Y2K era tech. Oh, that's golden. Good stuff. That's old tech. That's definitely to blame there, Matt. Then the last one, tablets and tech, your warehouse and pen and paper. Yeah, pretty upset. Pen and paper does not have emotions. Nor do they think, but that's a nice try, Matt. Pretty close to funny there. All right, well, now a change of pace. Imagine this. You're hiring 2 new positions in your warehouse, and you're looking for some new blood, and in comes Jessica and Michael, and apparently Matt, the marketing guy, looked it up, and these 2 are the most common millennial names, so we're going to go with that. He also mentioned that his name is the 3rd most common for males. So good job, Matt. Anyways, Jessica and Michael have the right background. They're actually experienced on the floor and have great references on top of that. You talk numbers and interviews with them. Now you're in the 3rd interview to give them a little feel for the space. You take them for a tour out on the floor, and they've engaged the whole time, asking questions, and they don't even write anything down. They seem like a good fit. Anyway, everything's going great. But then they see something, that antiquated tech that you bought about 30 years ago, and is about as relevant as an abacus. You see them look a bit confused, and they stop to write something down. You continue with the tour and finish up the interview back in the boardroom with a polite handshake and maybe a goodbye at that point. You like them, you think they're a good fit, and they probably are going to be just in time for your Q4 rush. So you reach out a few days later with your offers, and you don't hear back right away, but that's fine. 2 days later, they message you and tell you that they're sorry, but they're going somewhere else. What happened? They loved the pay, the benefits were good, they thought Donut Day was a great idea, and so what happened? Well, here's a little background on Jessica and Michael. Gen Z and millennials, both. Millennials were born about 1981 to 96 and are right now about 24 to 39 years old. Gen Z, between 97 and 2015, and their ages are between 6 and up to 23 years old. There's over 36 million millennials working or seeking work right now, making up about 35% of the labor market, and that is just to start. They're all being raised with technology since they've been young, and on average, kids get phones today at the age of 10. I would know because my kids have them. Gen Z and millennials open and use their devices twice as much as everyday users than the previous 2 generations before that. Hence, that translates to the fact that they're more comfortable with it, use it more often, and are better at it than many of us. You give them a device with an app, give them something to find on it, and they'll intuitively know where that thing is. Nearly 1/4 of the manufacturing workforce now is age 55 or older. Not going to find too many more Gen Xers and baby boomers coming in for these types of jobs that you're hiring for. What does this all mean? Well, why did you lose Jess and Mike? Turns out it was the old technology, that abacus that you have in your warehouse, and your system is outdated, and they just got a similar offer at a place that prioritizes tech a lot more than you have. So what techs am I talking about? I could spend a whole year diving in, but for now, let's just use broad strokes. As far as in inventory management, the 21st century tech we need the most are devices that look and interact like phones and tablets. This could be handheld scanners or even voice or tablets with Bluetooth scanners attached. Devices can be Android or even iOS, but of course, responsiveness is critical for this group of attention craved workers, as I might call them. They can scan barcodes faster, and you can save some time just doing that alone. It could be too late to convince our hypothetical job candidates, Jessica and Michael, but at a minimum, it will appeal to some of your other employees. Now back to our story, you've got a few options. You can start the job search all over and spend more time recruiting and waiting. You can offer them better compensation and lose a little more on overhead every day, and without the tools they need, they may leave anyways. Or you can get the tech that they're attracted to and comfortable with, accompanied by an inventory platform. Can you guess which one I like the best? Yeah, it's number 3. Your employees stay, the tech saves you time and money and effort on day one, and they're working faster and smarter than they would have in the first place. And you can save quite a bit of money, time, and labor. Probably 20% is not outside of the realm of possibilities with labor costs. You can even eliminate a majority of data entry, sometimes as much as 90%, and you can get rid of errors. So at this time, you might be saying, so the tech saves some time scanning. How does that hit the numbers you mentioned earlier? Well, the tech alone is just a Band-Aid. An inventory platform is the missing piece. When tech is connected to an inventory platform like WithoutWire, you can actually start to see an ROI that keeps on giving. And if you're already curious, check out our white paper in the links below to get more information on that. Here's why. I mean, a warehouse budget is 50 to 75% devoted to labor. So naturally, if you're able to save time and do more in that time, boosting operations across the board and saving 20% on labor, you could be saving 10 to 15% a year on your total warehouse budget. We've linked our case study from Combat Medical below, and you can check it out after you listen to this podcast if you'd like. Another area that brings a bigger ROI is increased visibility. And that's actually quite an understatement, because if your system connects to all your inventory, from pick, packing, and shipping, it's like seeing the Matrix. With a simple search, and anyone with tech access can find it instantly, just like the movie. Actually, not quite exactly, but you get the idea. No more data entry, or at least a lot less, because now with one scan, a couple of taps, and you're done. With the use of things like license plates and other intelligence that we use in our system, this product now has its own space in the platform world. Our platform reduces clicks by 77% on many operations, so you can save that 90% on data entry errors. There's a link here to see it in action. But we're forgetting something huge here, and that's user experience, because a happy staff is actually a helpful staff. Here's a question you could ask yourself: is how many days have been ruined by a faulty system that's choppy at best and frozen for hours at its worst? Well, with a good user experience, people spend less time walking around asking questions and feeling frustrated. People can just scan happy and get on with their busy day. Here's another reason why ROI can be affected by a different inventory platform approach, is that a good UI means faster training. Chances are you're absolutely green, brand new workers, haven't done data entry, they haven't put in orders or picked orders or implemented holds before, but they're definitely used to apps like Amazon Prime and QR codes. If you give them something they're familiar with, they'll keep using it and they'll get better. This last year, for example, we worked with a company called Sunless, and while they were undergoing a huge pivot in their product offering, they were training in on manufacturing new products and our inventory platform at the same time. You can also check out that case study below. But that doesn't mean anything if you're waiting multiple quarters, sometimes years, to get the system connected to the tech you bought. We always aim to get our inventory platform into use as soon as possible, and sometimes as little as 60 days. Either way, let's say you did pick option 3 on ROI and you decided to implement an inventory platform. Your company probably will see a huge ROI investment within under a year, and you're getting to know new people like Jessica and Michael much better. And all of a sudden, before you know it, it's 10 years later, and it's your retirement party. They come up to you and thank you for caring about modern tools to help them excel and enjoy their jobs. When that happens, don't be surprised if those tears start coming down. Anyways, the moral of the story is like Bob Dylan said, the times they are changing. And luckily, it's for the better. New blood in the business, better operations, and a system that grows with you as you grow as well. So if you like what you've heard, learned a little something, hit the like and subscribe. And if you have a question, you can call, email, or message us on LinkedIn. You might even get your question answered on the next podcast. I'm Travis, hoping you get to spend the rest of your day without wire.
WithoutWire is a cloud-based inventory management service that brings science to barcode scanning for field techs, manufacturers, or warehouse pickers. Within minutes, you can set up your own personalized environment. With our embedded Microsoft Power BI and SQL reporting services, you'll get live views of your activity from nearly any device and form factor including iOS or Android-based smartphones, tablets, and rugged purpose-built scanning devices. WithoutWire. Inventory management solutions without equal.